Guess what, you guys? Today is another day where I'm hungry. We're frying pork chops today. I'm gonna show you just how relatable I am to you. Okay, so today we're frying pork chops. We're gonna make collard greens, and I want some corn on the cob. How many times have you ever wanted collard greens in the middle of the week, but dreaded cutting them up and putting them on the stove and let them cook for about an hour and a half and all that stuff, right? But today I'm gonna show you a different way of how to cook your collard greens, okay? So if you're interested in seeing how I put this together, stay tuned. So today we have a pack of pork chops. I bought these at Walmart. They were only $11.39 for the assorted pack. So I'm going to wash my meat. Now that I have all of my pork chops cleaned and put in a bowl to the side, I'm going to start preparing my collard greens. I'm going to wash them, cut them up, put them in the pressure cooker. Simple as that. Now I'm not gonna cook all of these. I'm gonna just cut them up and save them for a rainy day. So it's better to buy more than what you need, prepare them, put them in storage bags, put them in the freezer, and use them at a later time. So the way that I do my collard greens, I've already cut up some of them, but I normally take a leaf. It doesn't matter what size it is. I always stack them inside each other, just like this. Whether it's a big leaf, a little leaf, it doesn't matter. Stack them inside each other just like this. Open them up, stack them inside each other. This is how my grandmother used to do it too. Stack them inside each other. Just like this. See, it's a lot of them. So what I'll do is roll them up. Roll them up tight. Because that's what you want. You want them to be rolled up tight. So you take your kitchen shears and you just cut them. And they come out in long strips. See that? I like them in strips. So it doesn't matter how big they are, how small they are gonna get cut the same. Remember I told you I wasn't going to cook them all, so you're gonna put them inside of, some of them inside of a storage bag for another day. I like to squeeze all of the air out of the bag and then zip it closed. And then I have a bag of collard greens for the next time. So across the way over here, I have my handy dandy pressure cooker. It's made by Farberware. I bought this pressure cooker at Walmart for about maybe $50. And I think it's a 6-quart. But anyway, I cook a lot of things in this pressure cooker just to save on time. So all of my collard greens are in my pot. And so now I'm getting ready to add my seasonings, put the lid on, and let it do what it do. I learned from my grandmother a long time ago. Grease is valuable. This is like liquid gold to some people. So this is my bacon grease. Whenever I fry my bacon, I wait for it to cool off, you know, where it's warm enough to handle. And I pour it into a little mason jar with the lid on it. And I put it in the refrigerator. I don't leave it sitting on the stove like my grandmother used to back in the day. I have onions and bell pepper that I'm putting in here. I also have some garlic, minced garlic, that I'm going to put in here. 1 heaping tablespoon. I think that's the first time I called out a measurement. Because normally I just toss it in there. But anyway, my secret ingredient is bacon grease. So if you're from the country like I'm from the country, bacon grease is a secret ingredient for collard greens. So you only need a little, and that's a little. Red pepper flakes, roasted garlic, onion powder, that was about maybe 2 cups. Put the lid on it and let it go. I'm going to prepare my corn for the inside of the oven. I always roast my corn just for the flavor to stay in it. I don't boil it because it seems like it just turns into a watery mess. So I take butter and I just run it up the corn. So now that all of the corn has been buttered, all I do is take salt and pepper. That's all you need. Sprinkle it on there. Roll this down. Kick up the sides. And I have my pan right here. So I'm just going to place it in the pan. And it's going to roast in itself. And so I have all 5 in the pan. And the trick is you want to add water to the bottom so that they don't burn on the bottom. And they'll pretty much steam inside the aluminum foil. So I'm placing this in the oven. In order to save on time whenever I fry something, I always put this in the refrigerator. It's pre-made flour that has already been seasoned. I have not dipped any meat in this flour. So I never know if I might fry some chicken or fry some pork chops. And today is a pork chop day. So those are my basic ingredients that I always use. And so in this bowl, since I have my flour already done, I'll set it to the side. In this bowl, I have 2 eggs. Crack 2 eggs in here. I'm gonna add in some milk. And I'm going to whip these together. Until it looks something like this. I have my pork chops. Pull those to the side. Take one, dip it into the egg batter. And then flip it around in the flour. Put it back in the egg batter. And then put it back in the flour. So this is what I call double dipping. And I'm going to sit it to the side for it to rest just a little bit. I've already got my plate prepared with my napkin in it, sitting to the side for when I pull my pork chops out of the grease. The way that I check to see if my grease is hot, I always throw some flour in it just to see if it'll fry up. I'm gonna go ahead and put in 2. So while you're watching that fry up a little bit, I'm gonna go ahead and clean up a little bit. Go ahead and turn them over. And this is the pork chop, golden brown. So listen, it's time to fix a plate, sit down and eat before I pass out. And so, this is my plate. Tell me what you think. It's a nice looking plate.